You never forget the moment it ends. Not because of the fight, not because of the silence, but because of the weight in your chest, when you realize the person you once called home has become a memory. Letting go isn't about erasing love. It's about accepting that the chapter is closed. You don't rip the pages. You turn them, one painful line at a time. And it hurts. Oh, it hurts. You stare at the phone, waiting for a message that won't come. You scroll through old pictures, wishing time would go backward. Just for a day, just for a moment. But hear me, your peace doesn't live in the past. It doesn't live in the what-ifs or what could have been. It lives in the now, in the breath you take when you whisper, I loved, I lost, but I still live. Grace isn't about pretending you're okay. It's crying at 2 a.m. It's shaking hands letting go of theirs. It's walking away from a fire and not setting yourself on fire to keep them warm. The goodbye isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing you can't force someone to stay, and loving yourself enough to stop chasing closed doors. So today, wipe your tears. Look in the mirror. Whisper to yourself, I choose peace over pieces. Because letting go might just be the bravest thing you ever do. It's not the loud cries that break you. It's the silence. The kind that creeps in when the world is asleep and your heart is wide awake, fighting a war no one sees. You smile in front of people. You post like you're healing. But deep down, you're standing in the wreckage of a love that once felt like forever. Nobody sees the nights you can't sleep. The moments when a song, a smell, or a place pulls you back into the past. It's not just memories you're battling yourself. Was it my fault? Did I love too much? Could I have saved it? These questions, they come like waves, and you drown silently in every one of them. But let me tell you something, you are not weak for feeling. You are not broken because you miss them. You're human. And healing isn't always loud. Some days, winning looks like just getting out of bed. Some days it's not texting them back. Some days it's whispering to yourself, I'm going to make it, even if today hurts. No one may clap for you. No one may notice. But you are fighting the silent battles like a warrior. And warriors don't always roar. Sometimes they heal in quiet. And still they win. Healing doesn't come like lightning. It doesn't crash into your life with sudden peace. No, it drips slow, steady, unseen. And most days you won't even realize it's happening. You'll still wake up hurting. You'll still reach for their name in your thoughts. But then, one morning, you won't. And that's the moment. That's where healing starts. It starts when you choose not to reopen the wound. When you stop checking if they've moved on. It starts the day you stop blaming yourself for loving someone who couldn't love you back the same way. Healing isn't about forgetting them. It's about remembering you. Who you were before the heartbreak, before the tears, before the silence. It's eating alone and not feeling empty. It's laughing again and meaning it. It's walking past the places that used to hurt and not flinching anymore. It's slow, it's messy, but it's real. So if today still hurts, it doesn't mean you're not healing. It means your heart is working overtime to build itself back stronger, wiser. Let yourself feel, let yourself breathe. Because healing doesn't ask you to be perfect. It just asks you to keep going. One breath, one step, one moment at a time. You can't heal what you won't face, and you can't rise if you keep running from the fall. So today, stop pretending. Stop saying, I'm fine, when you're breaking inside. Own the pain.
Name it.
Sit with it, let it speak. Yes, it hurts. Yes, they left.
Yes.
Your heart didn't deserve that ending. But this pain, this raw, unbearable ache, it's part of the process. You can't skip it. You can't mute it. You have to walk through it. Own the nights you couldn't sleep. Own the messages you typed and deleted. Own the tears you hid from the world. Because pain doesn't make you weak. It proves you loved honestly. The world tells you to move on, to let go, to forget. But your heart isn't a switch. It's a battlefield. And every scar is a story of survival. You don't have to be ashamed of how much it hurt. That's not failure. That's being real. That's being human. So cry if you must. Scream if you have to. But promise me one thing, don't carry the pain like a burden. Carry it like a badge. Because the one who owns their pain eventually owns their power. There comes a moment when holding on hurts more than letting go. And in that moment, you have a choice. Cling to the memory, or free yourself for what's next. Releasing isn't giving up. It's giving yourself permission to breathe again. You're not abandoning love. You're releasing the weight that's been crushing your spirit. You loved with your whole heart. You stayed longer than you should have. You hoped harder than they deserved. But now it's time to rise. You rise by forgiving, not for them, but for you. You rise by loosening your grip on what cannot return. You rise by believing that your story doesn't end at goodbye. Some people are lessons, not lifelines, and some endings are beginnings in disguise. So release the regret, release the blame, release the fantasy you kept rewriting in your head, and rise. Rise into the version of you who knows peace is more powerful than pain. You don't need closure from them. You need clarity within. And once you let go, truly let go, you won't just rise, you'll soar. Peace doesn't scream. It doesn't beg to be noticed. It arrives quietly, like the soft wind after a storm, like the sunrise after a long, dark night. You find it not in their return, but in your release. Not in a perfect ending, but in the acceptance that the ending was part of your becoming. Inner peace isn't about forgetting. It's about no longer hurting. It's when their name doesn't shake your voice. When the memories pass through you and you don't crumble. When you smile again, for real. You stopped chasing closure. You stopped rewriting the past. And somewhere in the stillness, you found yourself. The world told you to move on, but you chose to move inward, to sit with the silence, to grow roots in your own soul. And now, you don't need noise to feel full. You don't need validation to feel worthy. You've learned that peace isn't found in a person, it's built within. So breathe, not to escape the pain, but to honor the strength it took to survive it. You didn't just heal, you transformed. And now, peace lives where pain once ruled. This is not the end. It's a new beginning dressed as goodbye. You're not starting over, you're starting stronger. The person who loved with their whole heart, who broke, who bled, who bent but didn't break. That person is walking into something new now. You've cried the tears. You've lived the silence. You've faced the pain. And now it's time. Time to write again. Not about them, but about you. This new chapter isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving to yourself that your story is still worth telling. That happiness didn't end with them. It begins with you. You don't need to rush. Turn the page slowly. Write with intention. Dream with courage. And love again. Not because you're lonely, but because you've learned what love truly means. You're not who you were when it ended. You're wiser now. Calmer. More aware of what your soul needs. This next part, it's going to be different. Because now you're not chasing love. You're becoming it. So close that old book with grace. Lift your pen. And begin the chapter where you finally come home to yourself. If you felt this message speak to your soul, it's time to choose peace over pieces. Letting go doesn't mean the story ends. It means a new one begins, and you get to write it. Hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey of healing, growth, and rediscovery. Now tell us in the comments, what's the one lesson heartbreak taught you about yourself? Your answer might just help someone else feel a little less alone. And don't miss our next powerful video, Rediscovering Yourself. The Path to Inner Strength Post-Breakup. Coming soon?